Hey everyone, this is Kobe from AMR IT Solutions. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about the differences between managed IT services and break fix services. Um, there is some very distinct differences between the two, pros and cons with both of them. Really depends on your business and what best fits you. But first off, let's talk about break fix services. So break fix services would be if you owned a company and basically you didn't have an IT department on staff, but when you had issues with your networking equipment, whether it's a problem with your router or switch or wireless access point, or you're having issues with Microsoft Office 365, your Dropbox not working correctly, a virus or a malware on your computer, or maybe you're having issues with uh, your server that you have in your business. What with break fix, what a company typically does is they would either have somebody that they know of, an IT company that they would call and have them come and fix the problem as needed, or they would have no one in mind and they would have to search the internet or go through social media or talk to friends and try and figure out if anyone knows of a good IT person that could come in and try and help them with their problems. um, the problem with this is that there's no real consistency, and what I mean by consistency is that um, you could have a different IT person coming in every time that you have an issue with your computer. Or, say you're working with one IT company for a few months and, um, you know, you either are not happy with their services or maybe they are no longer available. So then you have to call somebody else. So now you've got, multiple companies that are coming in and doing things to your network, and every time a new person comes in to your company and is doing a walkthrough of your network, they're basically having to talk to you and find out exactly what the issues are, what type of network you have. And a lot of people with that own businesses, or employers, or excuse me, employees of businesses, they don't have a good networking background many times. So once you start talking about network issues or problems with the network or computers, their eyes roll back in their head because they don't have uh, a clue usually about how computers work or how networks work. So you as a technician have to come in and kind of evaluate things, take little bits and pieces from what the employees are saying that are the issue, going and looking at the network room. Oftentimes what we find is, the network room is not optimal. And what I mean by not optimal is, they'll have a, say they have like, 10 to 15 employees, and they've got, say, 10 to 15 computers and a server and, a printer and whatnot. Well, basically, when you go and look at their network room, it usually looks a mess. Usually, you've got wires all over the place. Nothing is centrally located like how we like to see things, as having the router, the switch, your modem, like for a Charter Spectrum or a DSL modem, all in one area, preferably in a network rack. It's centrally located. It's easy for the IT person to come in and actually work on the system, opposed to, you go to an employee at a business and you ask them, where's your network equipment, and they say, well, I think the Charter Spectrum modem is in so and so's office, and I think our router is down in the basement, and I'm not sure what a switch is. I think we have a wireless access point, but that's actually the router. That's actually the box, right, that you're talking about that gives you the wireless signal. So they have no clue a lot of the times, and um, so what could be a challenge for like someone like in our company is that we go in there and then we see what other IT people have done that maybe is, like I said, not optimal, and we want to go in and change things, and everything costs money. So when you tell the customer, hey, this isn't set up really the way that it should be, it would be better off to having a rack and everything centrally located. Um, Once you put out that quote and that they see that I'd say sticker shock, you know, a lot of times they'll want to kind of walk away from it, or they're turned off by the price. So there's a lot of, kind of getting off on a tangent, but there's a lot of not real pluses to having break fix. A lot of companies want to do it because they don't want any uh, monthly recurring fees. They think that it's going to be cheaper. Oh, I only need someone to come in, maybe a few times a year. We have problems. Oftentimes they have more problems than that in a year. They just don't want to call the IT company to come and fix it because they don't want to spend the money. Oftentimes it's what we in networking would, or in I guess the IT world would say is kind of easy fixes. But for someone that doesn't know a lot about computers, it's not easy for them. So um, the other aspect of these type of services is what's called managed services. So managed services would be where a business hires an IT company to basically oversee their network, their router, again, their switches, their wireless access points, all the computers on their network, servers, scanners, all that type of stuff. They basically are putting software on your computer that allows them to be able to monitor all these pieces of equipment 24/7, 365. Um, one of the good things about managed services is that when you have this type of software on there, you will have what's called remote monitoring, remote assistance, where you can have unattended access, meaning that an employee doesn't have to be at a computer for you to be able to remote in and to see the computer and to fix issues when they arise. You can either fix things when they call you and they have issues, or oftentimes with managed services, because you're monitoring their network all the time, you're finding the issues a lot of times before the actual employee or manager or business owner is seeing the issue. So for instance, if you had managed services with us, and say you were um, say you're a business that was open, like 9 to 5, or Monday through Friday, and not open on the weekends. Okay, so say it's a non-working day for you. Say it's a Saturday, and your internet for whatever reason goes down. Um, Obviously, you're not going to know that as a business owner because you're not open on Saturdays. But us, as IT managed services, our business is that if we have managed services with you, we can have one of our IT people call, a manager or the business owner, whoever they deem necessary to call for issues. We would call them and tell them that there is, an outage, say with Charter Spectrum or CenturyLink or AT&T, and oftentimes because they have managed services with us, they have us on their account so that we can call the internet service provider, give them our credentials, and they will give us the information that we need to have an intelligent conversation with them to try and figure out what the problem is with their internet. And oftentimes we could get this resolved or scheduled to have a technician go and fix the issue before they would open up on Monday. So that is one of the benefits. Now, if you didn't have managed services and that happened, oftentimes, if it doesn't get fixed by the ISP, the internet service provider, over the weekend, well, you're going to come in at 9 o'clock on Monday and you're going to find that your internet's not working. And then when customers are coming in and you can't do anything on the computer, you obviously start, you can lose revenue. It can be very frustrating. You can't schedule people. Your credit card machines don't work. You're just kind of dead in the water. So that's one of the big uh, um, things of being able, a plus I would say of having managed services over break fix. The other thing is too is that not only we put monitoring services on the computers, but we also put enterprise antivirus, enterprise malware protection, which is different than the antivirus and malware protection that you're going to get at your local retail store like Best Buy or Staples or Walmart. Enterprise antivirus and malware protection is geared towards businesses, whether it's small, medium, or large size businesses. Um, it's geared towards that. So what we see is a lot of businesses is they will go and they look online for Symantec, uh, McAfee, Kaspersky, AVG. A lot of times they'll try and get free antivirus softwares on there. Maybe they pay for one. Maybe they pay for Norton. And they find that sometimes it doesn't work out very well for business use. They've got multiple computers and one gets infected, and then they've got, maybe two or three get infected after that. There's no central type of kind of management with those pieces of software. So that is one of the benefits that we have for our company with managed services, and I know a lot of other IT companies do the same thing. Also, we have cloud backup. So with us, we have cloud backup that we could put on all your computers and servers, and basically we have the system backing up your computers. Now it can be files and folders. It could be Microsoft documents, your documents folder, things on your desktop, your favorites, or we could actually do a full backup, which would back up your entire computer. In the event that something happens to the computer, it will no longer boot. You're getting error messages, you can't get online. A full backup would give us the ability to be able to go in and restore the computer back to a working state of before you had your issue. So that's another benefit to having managed services. Having a break fix services in that situation, it oftentimes is going to cost you a lot more money, because we would have to come in, or an IT company would have to come in, and they basically would have to diagnose what the problem is, usually on site, and then they're going to spend hours trying to get your data back or trying to get your machine back to the way it was. And many times they're ending up having to back up whatever information they can and then restoring it back to factory settings and then trying to put some of your data back on there, which can be very time consuming, which obviously can be very costly for a business. So we personally, with our business, try and get businesses to do the managed services. We have less problems with networks and with companies' computer equipment when we do managed services, because, like I said, we're doing monitoring all the time. We're doing Windows updates all the time. We're updating other third-party software that they have on each of the computers. We're looking for issues, and we're trying to either avoid or mitigate like those issues before they really arise. Or when they do show up, we try and squash them as quick as possible so that the downtime, if any, is very minimal for the actual business owner. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, most businesses, especially small businesses, they don't want to do managed services, or they they don't want to do it and they want to do the break fix, and you go to them after a year and show them the bill of how much money they've spent over that year, and then you show them how much they would have spent in managed services, and oftentimes it's cheaper with managed services, and that's usually when they will convert over, because anytime that you can show them that they're saving money, obviously, every business is in the business of making money and trying to cut down their costs as much as possible. So anyways, that's just an explanation of the two differences between, like I said, managed services and break fix. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And you can also hit us up on our website, amoreitsolutions.com, or you can email us at info@amoreitsolutions.com. Anyways, thanks for listening, and we will see you guys in the next video.